Hello. This is Michael Bourne. I think we're on. And I think ColdFusion is one of the best platforms for web development today. So today I'm going to be finishing up my ColdFusion URL shortener. I call it cfShorty. Just building this thing in ColdBox, and I started this about 2 weeks ago. I did one stream and I'm trying to finish it up today. So I'm storing my URLs in HSQLDB, just a flat file database, and just trying to go as quick as I can and build this as kind of a proof of concept. I'll really come back later and clean it up a little bit, but for right now, we'll see how it goes. So. Okay, so I built out the URLs page, and we're able to add a new URL. And the one thing I was running into was being able to generate a short URL or a short, like a permalink, to actually generate the short version. So I pulled up a couple, just searched for random string on cflib.org, pulled up a couple different ones. Kind of at this point to just decide which one I want to use. This one looks nice and small, and as a proof of concept, small is good. Yeah. Well, this thing's from 2004. Yeah. I could put this in a model. Create a new folder here. What am I going to call this? Permalink? Shorts.cfc? I don't know. Close enough. Let me just grab the URL as well. Write up a quick initialization function for this. And some quick docs. Generate tiny unique strings for short URLs. I don't know what to call it. Shorts is good enough, I guess. Okay, so one thing, because it's been 2 weeks since I've done this, but here we are. Here's where we're creating that URL. And this random 8-digit string, I was trying to use the hash IDs library, and apparently that library is actually specifically meant to only work with numeric values, to work with integers and so forth. For silly reasons, that hash IDs library did not want to work with actual alphanumeric characters, like alphabet characters, just for reasons of password security, it said. We've had several requests to add this feature. It seems so easy, and they won't do it. This is the wrong tool for that. Okay, fair enough. So, so instead of this, say wirebox.getInstance shorts.get, who's that? Get rand string, and then you pass in a length. Shorts get ran string, yeah, string length. Say int string length. Let's make them 10 digit. And hopefully that is actually a unique value. And if it's not, we're going to need to re-execute this right here. And this is all this logic here really needs to get moved into a model, because that's not really appropriate to have in a handler. I know right now I'm just prototyping, but that's kind of a no-no. Regardless, I guess I'm doing it, at least right now. Question from Rivers of Zeros, and I'm sorry I missed that. Let me move this chat in here. What was the DB driver you are using? So I'm using HSQLDB. It's on top. So that's HSQLDB. It's a flat file database which can also work in memory, but it's built into Java, and it's got it's a Java database which can store your database structure either on the file system or in memory, and it's built into, or it's included by default in Lucy. So I think all you really need to do to invoke that database is just use this class, and Lucy's going to recognize, oh, that's the HSQLDB extension, and it's going to automatically install that. You know, I don't know all the exact specifics, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you pull up Lucy and just search for HSQLDB, yeah, I think this is the one that gets installed just automatically when you do this. So, and this, pretty sure, let's see, pretty sure HSQLDB would also work in Adobe Cold Fusion as well. I'm not testing that myself, but Adobe Cold Fusion. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, you learned a thing. MySQL is definitely, is probably the more powerful way to go. I tend to like this flat file stuff, just it's fun because I don't have to spin up a MySQL server, and for this thing that I'm really just playing with as a prototype, it's obviously I'm not really caring right now about getting this really nice and pretty and stuff, but yeah, I do like HSQLDB, and it is perfect for demos and samples and stuff. Thanks, Gavin. And hello, Gavin, by the way. Okay, so I was here in my messy handler file where I am actually inserting stuff into the database right from here. So let me create a model for this, because this is getting ugly. And I'm probably going to end up changing this to use quick or QB, but again, right now I'm kind of being sloppy. So var URL equals firebox.get instance URL. Okay, so what do I got here? Create. And I'll return the query result. Let's say required. We want to bring in our string, our URL string. Long URI. messy, but I guess I'm writing a lot of docs tonight. Go to long URL version. I'm going slow because I haven't touched this code in 2 weeks, so I'm just trying to remember what I did 2 weeks ago. Okay. Create rc.long URI. We should also have validation up here. Validate that rc.long URI exists. I can go back and add that later. Okay, what am I missing here? Let's do a check exists function. Required string short URI. Return query execute SQL parameters, and I guess we're using the default data source. So our SQL equals select ID from URIs. Nope. Where short URI equals short URI, and then I'm going to make params equals short URI value arguments dot short URI. So I'm passing that through a query parameter to the query execute function. So this is going to be all nice and SQL injection free, or SQL injection vulnerability free. Check to make sure, well, see if the short URI exists. You know, yeah. If not, check exists. Actually, yeah, then I'm going to want to do this again. So rather than run this twice, I'm going to move this into a function. Yeah, I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this into like a recursive function, so this doesn't know. Because if I end up on the off chance, it depends how good this random string generator function is here, depending on how good this is here. If I get more than one in a row, I'm definitely going to want to loop. If I get more than two non-unique values in a row, I'm definitely going to have a problem. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to grab this and, what am I doing? I'm going to grab this and just call it off to a function. Var random 8-digit string equals generate unique short string. That's a nice long function name. So it's easy to tell what's going on. Function generate unique short string. Gavin says get unique random string. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, sure. So let's see, if this exists, we're going to want to recurse or call this function again. We're going to call ourself again. And then just return this. And let's make this a private function because there's no need for any code outside of this component to call this function. I can't see that making a whole lot of sense. Let me check here. Okay, get unique random string. It's going to call application.wherebox. It's going to get an instance of the shorts component. It's going to generate a random 10 character string, and it's going to check and say, it's going to do a pull from the database and say, hey, see if this exists. If it does exist, then it's going to call that function again. It's going to recurse down the line until it actually fails this condition, at which point it's going to return the 8-digit string. Okay, that makes sense to me. Generate a unique string for purposes of the short URI. And I'm going to set the return type as well to string. So I'm going to say returns string exactly 10 characters long. And you know what? Why don't I just make this a parameter? Arguments dot string length. Spartacus wants me to do a do while loop. I happen to like recursive functions. They're fun. They're fun to talk about. I actually don't use do while loops very often. I guess for that reason. I don't know. Is this shit supposed to be int? Integer? Okay. I think those work. Okay, so I've got my string length parameter defaulting to 10. So if I want, if I wanted to start making my unique strings longer, I could just pass in a 15 or something. Say if I really run out of space and I generate more than, you know, a couple million unique strings. Okay, this one should be all set. So we're getting our unique random string. We've got our parameters. So we're going to store the unique random string and the long URI, and we're going to insert it into the URLs table. This should work. So says everyone. Public component. All right. Gavin's talking about int and integer. Yeah, for the longest time you had to use numeric. Yeah, I have been used to using, you know, required numeric. But you can't limit it to an integer, but I'm not sure either. Maybe it's been a while since I've done that. I guess we'll find out if it works. I'm pretty sure it works, at least in Lucy. But it's been a little while since I thought about that. I guess I'll document my parameter here. Integer string length. Specify the length by random string we want. Okay, so I'm going to create function. Oh, you know what? This needs to return a Boolean. And I know that because I tried to go back and document. Return query execute SQL params dot record count greater than 0 or greater than 0. Is that a sloppy way to do it? I don't know. It might be. It might be. Check short URI exists. Record count should be truthy. It is, so you don't technically need to do that. You can evaluate that to a Boolean, but then it's not technically returning an integer. I like it to return a Boolean. It's not technically returning a Boolean if you don't do that. I don't know. Honestly, to make this more reusable, this should be like a just get by short URI function, and then you just return the records it finds for that short URI, because then if we do this and we actually return the data we select, then this function is actually usable for when you actually go to do the redirect with a short URL. So pull all URLs matching the given short URI. Single row at most. Okay, I'm getting bogged down in this, but it's not bad, is it? Where is this? Here we go. Check get by short URI. Okay. I'm going to call this new just for fun. Well, let's see if that works. Wonder if I need to reinit just to pull up those new models, those new components. Why is this page blank? I didn't expect this to be blank. Okay, let me go back to my URLs management screen. Let me hit add new URL and just say let me create a short URL to link to my Twitter page, submit query, and ooh, I get a nice error on that one. Okay, an injector error, so Wirebox did not find this instance or that component by that name, by that binder name, and that's because I used plurals here and I use a singular here. Which is the better one to use? I'm thinking it's generally typical to use singular for your models and plural for your handlers. I think maybe I'm making that up, but let me save that and go back in here and change, because I changed my util component as well. This is a little ugly, but I like a shorter string here. I could just call it string, but that's not as helpful. Nope. There. Refresh. Okay, first argument, string length is of invalid type, can't cast object type number to a value of type integer. Ooh, okay. So I'm not actually able to do that. Oh. Okay. Did I do that anywhere else? I don't think so. Did I do it here? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, there's your answer, Gavin. Okay, column not found ID. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. Select short URI, long URI from URIs, and yeah. Resend. Okay, function get by short URI has an invalid return type. Can't cast object type query. Okay, I left the wrong return type set up on that function. Refresh. Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. So that's working. Can I delete this? Ooh, no set up. Okay. Cool. So that's working. So I definitely improved on this. Let me set up that delete. Handler. Did I specify a custom routing for this? Why did I do that? Oh, I see. Okay. So if you send a delete request, it should hit that delete URL component. What? Yeah, this is weird. It's really better. You're not going to submit a delete request with, from your browser or by clicking a link. You can with oh, is that the HTTP method mocking, faking thing? It's not a bad idea. Method HTTP method mocking. Yeah, because this is I could definitely improve this. That's not exactly what I need. Method spoofing. There we go. Pass. Okay, method. Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you, Gavin. It's nice having a ColdBox expert on here. Okay. So yeah, for the purposes of prototyping, I guess I'll work that out. Later, it'd be nice to come back and maybe I'll do a screen share on like building this UI out in Vue or something. But I'm not perfect in Vue yet, so I guess that's the best way to learn. Okay, let me see if I can send that along. Yeah. That doesn't even make sense here anyway. Here, hit it, send a delete on this. Get URL, update URL, delete URL. Okay. So let me open my URLs index, event.build link. How would I specify that in build link other than just hard coding it? Oh, this should work as is as well. Already got my route set up. Resourceful routes. Thanks, Kevin. Resources. I've heard of this stuff. Here's a learning moment. Resources, photos. Handler, my photo handler. Create all the necessary variations. So is this saying it's going to like, it's going to actually follow this, or is it actually going to generate those files and handlers just by putting it in the router file? Yeah, because this is, it'll create all the routes you need from the router file. See, this is exactly what I need here, because it's command box can generate all the files for it. Interesting. Okay. ColdBox create. Oh, okay. That command will create it. I could see that. Okay. Let's try that. That'll be fun. Okay. Hey, Silent Jam 16RI. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm building a ColdBox app for a URL shortener. I just got short URLs working, or a URL generator string working. And right now I'm working on setting up the URL routes. So I know you just joined in, so let's just give me a bit of a heads up on what I'm up to. Okay, so it's about building a URL shortener in CFML in just 1 hour. You are the man. I'm going to do custom overlay for your stream. Okay. If you want to, go right ahead. I'd appreciate it. I guess I'm too lazy to do that myself. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Thank you. I'm going to try this ColdBox create resource help. So this should generate my just do the bot. Makes me wonder. No offense, just okay. You got me wondering there. Okay, I'm going to go in here and say ColdBox create resource. I'm gonna hit tab and see. Wow. Okay, so I've got a lot of options here. Wait, is this ColdBox create resource? Okay. Resource equals. Is that it? Okay. Well, I'm gonna run it and see what happens. Create resource. I don't really want it to overwrite my stuff. Let me do a quick git save, git add all the stuff. I'm using some fun bash aliases, so I don't have to type out git status. But let me just do git commit. Got short URI generator. String generator working next to and what's his name? You gotta have a good commit message, and that's an important thing. It's a good commit message. Okay. Okay, stop. Okay. So now I run ColdBox create resource, and because I just backed my stuff up essentially in Git, I don't care if it overwrites my handler. Shorty handlers urls.cfc new view, urls new, urls edit, view, a show view, which would be for single one, I think, and an index view for listing on my views. Generate integration tests. Ooh, I should be writing tests. Okay, generate method, save, delete, list, get. Okay. Resources, resource equals URLs. So let's see what just happened. I model a URLs. I do too. Okay. Route visualizer. No, I don't have that installed. That's some. I can install it though. Gavin, you're schooling me. Okay, now I'm gonna have to go look this up. ForgeBox route view / route visualizer. Let's check out this module. Yeah, I've used this. I just where you actually go to see your stuff. Okay, here we go. Makes sense. Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you. Okay. What's that about? Why is that not coming up? Modules, visualizer, module config. Do I need to reinit? I do. Okay. Let me go into my ColdBox config and do handler. What's that reload handler? There's a ColdBox setting for this. It's like reload handlers on the init or on index. Let me just turn that on. Yeah, there's another one though. You should. Module config. It's not what I want. Configuration. ColdBox.cfc. Configuration actions. ColdBox. Yeah, but I am having to reinit just to pull up. There we go. Just to pull up changes to my handlers. So I thought I'd turn this one on. Handlers index auto reload equals true. And I can turn that off for development, but okay. It's ugly too. Oh, there we go. Okay, URLs, add, edit, ID. Okay. Alright, so let me look at my router thing again. Okay. Interesting. So where did it put that config for these new routes? That's interesting. Add, edit. Where's the config for this? You put it in the router file, but it should be there. Did I miss what that when I ran ColdBox create resource, did that Shouldn't that have generated some routing config here? I don't see any changes. It gave you the code to copy from command box. Oh, okay. I saw that. I guess I wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So instead of all this garbage that I created myself, I can do this, and it's going to do most of what I want, or pretty much all of what I want, automatically. Okay. Okay. Well, that is helpful to know. So let me leave that one open, that tab open. Might need to rename a few files. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to my main. Yeah, see, I had a few of those. I had a few of these already. Edit a URLs. Thank you. Let me just restore this one. Am I using Bulma? I think I'm using Bulma on this. Yeah. So I'll just edit URL. Where's my index? Yeah, over this file as well, which is okay because this is why we use Git. What this one? New URLs. I might just copy this form here. Sort of a no-no. Yeah, well, it's not. Yeah. Let me create a new one, CFM. Where's that? Put. Okay. Okay. Whatever. I'll leave it in here. Value equals save. Create URL. Let me clean up my prc.form action, which is my model a URL. Well, it should just be, stop. try event.build link URLs. Just URLs? How does that work? And pull up the docs on this. Post. Okay. Yeah, just post to photos. Okay. Okay, and then for the edit form, I would want to do event.build link URLs dot, and then the actual URL, the actual short URL here. rc.short URI or prc dot, I don't know, data.short URI. Okay. And here I want to output the long URL just in case just in case we're on the edit form, because when we're on the edit form, we're going to want to pre-fill this value just in case they want to change it. So let me encode for HTML attribute, and that is going to keep this thing from being an XSS problem, cross-site scripting problem. Code for HTML attribute, PRC data. Okay, and then all I need to do is pull up this event.param value data. Let me go with prc.data equals, and then where-box.get instance URL get by short URI. There we go. Okay. Let me do this rc.id. Gavin Pickin, handlers should have access to get instance without needing wirebox in front of it. I didn't know that. I should have known that. I didn't know that. I guess I'm used to injecting it at the top, but don't need to do that since we don't. Not always using this format. Oh, I see. Event.param value ID 0. Oh, okay. So this is error prevention event.param value ID 0. And you can do what? Event.get value ID. I'm not exactly sure why the difference is using event.get value versus just using the RC scope. I don't know. It's good for defaults. Ah, I see. So you can pull up, that's a default. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, so you don't need to check for existence. It does actually edit that RC value, right? RC.id. This one here, param value, I'm pretty sure. and I'll need to tweak my list function, because where's my list or index function? Yeah. Get value is more of an Elvis return style. Long detour is okay. prc.data equals get instance URL dot get all, and then we just throw that method in here. Let me copy this one. Did I have a created date here? Okay, good. What? Stupid completion. Order by created date ascending. It would be descending, so the notice would show first. Actually, you should really order it by like. No, I don't know. Does it make sense to order it alphabetically when you've got a domain name there? I don't know. Okay, I do not need a parameter for this one. So easy enough. What about our new function? Returns an HTML form for creating one URL. That should work. Create a URL. What did I use to do that? Yeah, so it'd just be get instance URL dot create, and then I'm going to pass is my only or dot new. My only looks like my only parameter is that long URL. So that dot param value long URI empty string. And pass rc.long URI or event.getValue. I hate doing things two different ways. And then if that actually works, just relocate urls.index, or even just URLs. So let me pull up the list page here, and of course, it doesn't work. So where's my index page? URLs index. prc.uri data. Yeah, I need to change this variable. How does this work? Can I refresh my route visualizer? Can I read it? Okay, there we go. URLs ID. Edit. URLs new. URLs ID. Okay, I think this is the one I'm actually going to want to hit with a link in order to send them off to the form page. But for right now, let me load this up. And of course, it doesn't work again. What am I missing here? Default event isn't URLs. What are you telling me, Gavin? That's not what I want. Resources, resource. We need to hit URLs. What? Oh, I thought I did. Okay. Thanks, Gavin. Key data does not exist. Okay, that's fine. Okay. PRC.data. That's weird. Okay. What's the difference between this page and this page? Layout, view. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I thought generating the resource actually overwrote this file. Well, yeah. It created a new file. And I thought it actually overwrote it, which is weird. Okay. Thanks, Gavin. I'm getting confused. I'm confusing myself. Okay, URLs delete. What's the route I need to hit for that one? Can I hit that one with a link? Probably. Well, let me just try the add new page. URLs add. That's not what I want. I think I want URLs new. Okay. Where's my nav? Nav view. Okay. Oh. Add new. Okay, key data does not exist. And that's okay. Thanks, Gavin. That looks right to me if that thing works, which it should. Index, new. What am I doing? I lost my train of thought. Oh, in this new, I want to event.param value data and just set it up with a default so that my edit form will actually display that. Oh, that's PRC. Okay. Is that event.param private value? Let me check the docs. Param value. Yeah, param private value. Okay. Okay, because we're not working with an existing record here, so we've got to work with a blank record. Let me refresh. Okay, create URL. Long URL. Let me save. Cool. Now URLs /index is not listing them. Oh, is this hitting like the show page? Interesting. Okay. Okay. So instead of relocating to urls.index, I just want to relocate to URLs. Let me try delete. Here in my table, urls dot the ID underscore method equals delete. Let's give that a shot. The event urls.onInvalid HTTP method is not a valid registered event. So it definitely didn't hit our delete method here. Our delete action. You aren't passing the short URI. Oh. That's it. Oh, Gavin, you're really making me look like I don't know what I'm doing, which is okay, because that's why I'm doing this. So, okay, so this is junk, and I'm gonna want to clean that up. Let me just run a quick, I don't know, a quick query to clean this up. Not really recommended, but yeah. Well, okay, let me go to edit. Okay, is this my show page? I'm trying lots of new things. That's true. I think this must be hitting where this edit one is not working. So I'm at URL / and then the ID. What I would expect to see. Okay, so what the resourceful routes wants me to do is go to URL / ID / edit. Because if you do get, it's just going to show it like a read-only view. So that makes sense. So if I just hit .edit to my route name, go back to the table and refresh, this link should work. Perfect. Okay. All right. So that's good. Definitely didn't work, but that's okay. I probably need to fix my edit page submission action URL. Okay. So what I want to hit is this one right here. I want to hit a put on this URL / ID. Can't put. Can you not put from an HTTP form? All my life I haven't known this, Gavin. Wow. Okay. So I guess I tripped myself up just not using Ajax and so forth. Okay, well, I did not know that, but you learn something every day. So name equals underscore method, value equals put. So let me just do a post so that it'll actually hide those values. We refresh and hit save. And I get a missing include. Okay. So what I want to do in my handler is redirect after I'm done updating the URL, which I haven't even set up to do. This is where I'd be saving myself some time if I was using quick or QB. Actually, yeah. Okay, update URLs. Set long URI equals long URI, where short URI equals short URI, and then instead of calling random 8-digit string, I'm just gonna say arguments dot short URI. One second, my wife is here. Hello. Okay. So I've got an update function. Again, it's not the coolest, but I don't know. For a 1 hour demo, I'm running out of time to play with new stuff. Event.getValue, long URI. And again, I want to validate long URI exists and is not empty. I want to validate that here, and I want to validate that here. Yeah. Yeah. Some good validation stuff I need to do. I'm going to do a relocate back to the URLs page. And I want to do the same for the delete function. Yeah, I don't need to set or return anything. Make this a little more obvious. Okay. Get instance. So I'm setting up my delete method now. Delete by short URI. Copy that. Function delete by short URI acquired string short URI. Return query execute SQL params. And then my SQL would be delete from URIs where short URI equals, and then my short URI parameter. Okay, we're getting close here. So if I refresh, it should update that and redirect me to this page. Okay. Let me just try this again. We'll put a 1 on the end, hit enter. Cool. So it updates. It works. Let me add a new one and just say nowhere.com. Oh, come on. Let me save. Let me delete this. Awesome. Could use a little bit of confirmation, but hey, it works. Okay, so we've got pretty much all of this done, and the only piece left is actually redirecting when you hit that short URL. So basically, I want any calls to this, any HTTP requests to this URL to just redirect to this URL. How do I want to do this? Pretty sure this won't conflict with my URL as a resource, as long as my URL's route will disappear. Yeah. It would have to be like at least. Yeah, I could. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, without, because it's going to assume that URLs is some short URL. If I try to set up a route like that, unless I like mandate it to be at least X characters, and I don't know if you can easily do that with a router config. Yeah. I do like the idea of a subdomain. I think though I could see that, this making a lot of sense. So I might set it up like that. So just say route for now /r/short URI .2, and then URLs. Let's say shorty dot redirect. I don't know. And create a new handler. Yeah, I want a ColdBox create handler shorty. Okay, good. So I got it. Oh, let me rename shorty. I handle redirect. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so function redirect event rcprc. Just so var URI equals, let's not do that, let's say prc dot data. Yeah, sure, whatever, equals get instance URL dot get by short URI, and then event dot param value. Event.setView. Would it be like 404? Yeah. Let's say not found.cfm. I wonder if that works. Probably not. Let me grab all of this and move it into like a base handler or something. So extends base handler, file base handler.cfc. So I don't have all this junk in here now, but I can still see where my stuff is. And let me do the same with do the same with this one. Just a little bit of cleanup here. Extends base handler. So this cleans it up a little. And you don't need to specify this, I believe, that event handler inheritance, but it's nice to see where it's coming from, so you can go and find it in the ColdBox setup and take a look at that file. Base stuff with stuff and stuff. So let me try. I should make this a link, honestly. How do I do that? Where's my URL syntax? Okay. Event.build link r.prc.data.short URI. Let me refresh. Okay, so these are linkable. What happens if I hit this? It's not found. I might need to re-init. Invalid call of the function. Get by short URI. First argument is of invalid type. What did I do? Request context. Somehow I passed in the entire request context to my function. I don't know what I did. Where's my router? Okay. /r/short URI. Oh. Yep. That's not a dumb one. Let me refresh. Awesome. Okay. So that worked. It looks like I need to probably, yeah, thanks Gavin. So I called event.param value, which just returns the event object. Looks like I need to look up the ColdBox docs for relocate. Base URL. Yeah, I want to use the URL instead of the event. It thought, okay, so it looked like it thought I was using the event, I guess. So, where'd that go? Relocate URL equals. So that's going to actually replace that. Yeah, that looks right. So let me refresh. Let me hit this link, and boom, I linked to my Twitch channel. That's cool. What about this one? Nice. Okay, so that works. That's nice. So because these are going through this application, I could set up, yeah, it is working nice. I could set up some analytics on this, just kind of track who's clicking on my links, or not who, but how many people are clicking on my links, which is nice because you can generate actually a different URL for each location. Like say you write a blog post, you can generate a bunch of URLs for your blog post, and you can see like how many people are clicking on your Twitter link in your blog post versus your Twitter link in your, I don't know, YouTube videos. Cool. All right, so that's all we got time for today. I guess it's still pretty basic, but I definitely learned some more stuff and had fun, and honestly we got working, so I'm pretty happy. Thank you, Gavin, so much for staying on and watching and helping, because I definitely learned a couple things. So thank you all for watching. Have a great evening. Take care.